Hello, YouTube and Smallville fans. Okay, you're probably not going to. I'm going to let you know this straight away. You're probably not going to get a review of S.H.I.E.L.D. from me until at least Sunday because this weekend, it's actually my birthday. And I'm going to be, with a couple of friends on Friday night, hanging around with them on Saturday. So it's getting a bit busy, and there's always schoolwork too. So it's a bit of a good thing and it's a bit of a bad thing, but I am looking forward to the episode and probably am going to catch it online. So, one thing that I wanted to do is something I actually was thinking about doing a while ago is I am a bit worried about Darkseid. Now, this is not entirely based on the teaser that we got for Lazarus because okay, let me put it this way. When it comes to the CGI performance of Darkseid that I saw in Lazarus, I am not surprised, but I'm not impressed. Because, let's face it, Smallville is a television show. It has a television show's budget. I'm not expecting CGI like Gollum from frickin' Lord of the Rings. I'm not expecting the blue aliens from Avatar. I'm expecting a television show's budget when it comes to their digital and visual effects, okay? I'm not expecting, extraordinary things here. But I am going to say that Smallville has shown in previous seasons that they have better visual effects than this, okay? It's just my interpretation. Looking at Doomsday, looking at the Phantom Zone creatures from season 6, the Wraiths. They're actually, yeah, I would say that they are better than what I saw from last Friday when it came to Darkseid. But I know that they are not going to just keep him as CGI. I'm pretty sure, and this is just an inkling, that they are going to cast him eventually. But here is the thing that I am a little worried about. Okay. I am a big fan of Darkseid. I really wanted to see Darkseid brought into any Superman medium, be it, Smallville or a Superman film. But here's the thing, because I look at comic book adaptations when it comes to film or TV shows as something that has to be grounded in reality, but they can take it extraordinary, okay? You have to look at things realistically. Because a comic book world is not at all like the world we live in. Even if the world we live in had, aliens that dress up in blue and red and fly and leap tall buildings in a single bound faster than a speeding bullet, all that stuff. You have to base it in reality. I think that's where Smallville has been able to have success in that, in this universe of crossing the real world with the comic book world. But, okay, when it comes to Darkseid, though, let's face facts. As powerful and as awesome as Darkseid is, as big of a threat, he and the people from Apocalypse, they're all gimmick villains, okay? Let's look at it. Darkseid comes from a planet called Apocalypse. He has servants called Vunderbar or something like that. Granny Goodness. Steppenwolf. He fights a planet called New Genesis, which has the leader, Highfather, or Isaiah. It seems very kooky. And it can be very kooky to people who don't know anything about these characters. Because let's face it, it's a little like G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. If you're going to make a movie, you have to, or if you're going to adapt these people in a medium where you want them to be taken seriously, it's a very delicate process, okay? I'm not saying that Smallville's not up to the task. They've been able to bring in some pretty interesting characters over the years. I mean, look at frickin' Absolute Justice. That turned out pretty well, and those guys were wearing spandex and weird costumes, okay? I'm not doubting Smallville's ability to be able to bring Darkseid to life. Well, yeah, I'm not doubting them, but what I'm saying is they can bring him into a way that is not giving him the respect that he deserves. Okay. Because what we heard in Lazarus is Jor-El telling Clark that he is the evil that he warned him about. Now, if you read my blog review, that kind of doesn't make a lot of sense because he said before that the evil was going to be something else, be it Lex or Darkseid. But you know what? Let's just roll with it, okay? So basically, what we get from the Lazarus teaser is that Darkseid is a force. Now, this is a spoiler alert. In the upcoming episode, Supergirl, Gordon Godfrey, or Glorious Godfrey, is going to be taken over by Darkseid. He's going to possess him. This is where I kind of have to say, are you really going to take it in that direction? Because what we can get from the Lazarus teaser is that Darkseid is a spirit. He's like a... what do you call it? He's an apparition. He's like... he is a force. He is not a tangible, organic, sentient being. Maybe he was in another life, but he's not now. Or maybe he will in the future, but he's not now. So what you're kind of showing is that he's a dark force. And Darkseid is a dark force. Now, is that kind of a bit of a pun? Because you're kind of calling him the dark side of the force. Maybe I'm reading too deeply into that, but that's where I kind of, when I realized that at first, I was like, are they just kind of treating him like a joke? I'm hoping not. I don't think that Smallville would be doing something like that. But like I said, you can treat Darkseid in adapting him into a series or a seasonal villain. There are ways to mess him up. And if you're just gonna have from what I'm gathering is that Darkseid, if he's going to be this kind of spirit that hops from body to body, and he's just gonna use that to try and take over Clark, that kind of sucks as a villain. I mean, I'm interested in the episodes where Clark goes rogue with Red K, or being persuaded or hypnotized or something. They're interesting to me. I'm not saying that they're bad episodes. But if that's the entire focus, then I think you've got Darkseid the wrong way. Let's look at Darkseid. The guy is called a new god for a reason. The guy is freaking brutal. He is the tyrant of a planet. An entire planet. The guy is just full of himself. He is pure evil. He's the darkest force in DC Comics universe that I can think of. And I'm not narrowing this down to Lex Luthor or the Joker. I'm thinking of a whole range of villains. And for you to just put him there, sort of be this sort of, what do you call it? Just a devil persona, pushing Clark to becoming darker hearted or whatever. Darkseid is frickin'... the guy is like, makes Doomsday... okay, maybe Doomsday has killed Superman, but Darkseid is both... he's a mastermind, he's destructive. The guy would probably love to toot his own horn, saying, I'm here to invade Earth, everybody bow down to me. Like, I've looked at recent comics. The guy is not very subtle. When he does something, he frickin' announces it. Now, I'm not saying that he's gonna do that this season, and like he's going to be very what's the word? He's gonna be very intelligent about how he handles this, I guess, invasion of Earth. But at the same time, don't just put this guy so narrowly. He's gonna be a frickin' huge boss. He's gonna be like a dark overlord. He's gotta be somebody who can match Superman blow for blow. Not just be this black cloud with eyes and a rock face and a helmet. If that's as far as it's gonna go, then yeah, I am worried about how Darkseid's gonna play off this season. I'm not saying that this is how it's going to happen. I can't predict the future. But and I know it has just been the first episode of season 10. But what I'm saying is, writers, please, please do not just put Darkseid in this bubble and just, pull him sideways. If that makes any sense. Okay? Don't just put him in this area that is, meshable. The guy is going to make Major Zod look like a punk. That's all I'm going to say. The guy, Darkseid, has got to be a very physical, cunning, and yeah, if you want to make him this dark force too, that's fine. But he has got to be a physical threat too. That's all I'm going to say. I really think that Smallville is probably going to be able to pay us off with Darkseid. But I'm just going to let it out now, my feelings on him on the first impression. Alright, that's about it. See you guys.